How many languages do you speak? You always like languages?
Very few people speak German.
记得我台湾的第一个礼拜，我去了一家日本餐厅，然后遇到一个美国人。
My name is Sina.
Yeah.
And I'm currently traveling with my sister together.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, hi, I'm Julia. I'm also traveling. We're currently taking a year off. Me after my studies, my sister between her studies, and just traveling the world a bit.
We're traveling for like 8 or 9 months in total, and Taiwan is
Until now?
No, we are in month 3, and we're traveling in total for not a 9 month or maybe a year. And Taiwan is just one of these stops everyone talks about, being such a nice country. So we really wanted to stop by.
So I've got a master in international peace and security, and obviously we talk a lot about Taiwan. And so I was really fascinated by the country. And also on top of that, I have a friend who's also from Taiwan, and she talked a lot about it. And I was
Taiwanese?
Yes.
Yeah. How many languages do you speak?
I speak only 2 languages. I speak German, that's my mother tongue, and I speak English.
And you?
So I mainly speak English and German, but I also speak a bit of French. I understand some Spanish and a little bit of Dutch.
You guys can speak really good English. So how did you learn?
So I studied in English completely. Obviously, first of all, every child in Germany has English in high school.
Every German?
Every German has English in high school. And then the two of us are really fortunate to go abroad for a couple of months within high school. And then I did my bachelor's in the Netherlands, also in English.
Netherlands speak English, right?
No, they speak Dutch. That's how I know a bit of Dutch. But my studies were in English, and then I did my master's in London.
So what about you? The same?
No, I studied in Germany, but for me, I think the most part of I learned English the best, or I think most of it during watching movies and reading books, because I've listened to a lot of English podcasts and I listen to a lot of English songs, and I read most of my books in English and stuff like that. And that's really something to keep your basics of the language, because if you don't use it, it gets lost very easily. So that's, I think, the main part of keeping it alive. Because I've also learned French in high school for 4 years, and I don't speak any of it because I just don't use it.
Yeah.
So this is the way of, in my day-to-day life, just by reading and listening to English things to keep the language alive.
During your trip, you think your language ability does actually help you a lot?
Yeah, I think without English, this would not be possible, because very few people speak German, and
very few. Are you sure?
Very few people speak German once you leave Germany. So it's very important to have like another language to communicate in. Even though the countries we've visited a lot of people don't speak English there, but at least in the hostels, so we mostly sleep in hostels, and there the people communicate in English. So just to get to know other people, it's very important.
Can I test this?
Yeah.
I want to speak Mandarin to you guys, and maybe you guys can speak German. Could be fun.
Yeah,
sure. Okay, cool. 你觉得台北的天气好吗？
Glaubst du, dass das Wetter in Taipei gut ist?
Ja, ich glaube, dass das Wetter hier sehr schön ist. Es ist sehr viel wärmer als in Südkorea, wo wir vorher waren. Und bis vorhin hat auch die Sonne noch geschienen.
It's warm compared to Korea?
Yes.
Oh, pretty interesting. Okay, I'll try another one. 你会去台湾的南部吗？
Du fährst in den Süden Taiwans.
It's too far away. Sorry.
Ja, wir fahren morgen weiter Richtung Süden.
明天我们将继续向南。
Oh, so you are going to the south of Taiwan tomorrow?
Yes.
Oh, okay. 如果你也想要像德国姐妹一样环游世界呢，或者是旅游到不同的国家，但是你还在担心这个语言的问题的话，那这个时候呢，时空湖的 T1 Mini 翻译机就可以帮上你的忙。操作上非常的简单呢，只有开机键以及旁边的这个通话键，背后呢还有这个拍照翻译的功能。那它的大小呢非常的小，比我的一个手掌还要小，那重量也非常的轻。出门的时候呢，可以直接挂在脖子上啊，也不用担心这个遗失的问题。那最棒的是呢，它赠送你1年免费的全球数据网络，你不用担心出国的时候没有这个网络的环境。那它也支持36种全球的语言，以及13种的离线翻译。13种的语言包含我们最常使用到的中、英、日、韩、西班牙文、德文、俄文、 法文。最后呢，如果你有需要使用这个 T1 Mini 时空弧翻译机的话呢，我会把这个所有的资讯呢放在资讯栏，那你们可以去参考。那 OK， 我们就下一个街访的影片。
I'm Thomas. I'm originally from France, and I've been in Taiwan for more than 1 year now.
So what are you doing here?
Right now, I'm studying in Baker.
Yeah.
I'm studying electronic engineering.
How many languages do you speak?
I can speak 4 languages.
Yeah.
I can speak Mandarin Chinese,
Yeah.
French, and English,
Yeah.
Spanish.
How did you learn Spanish?
I learned Spanish during school, during high school
Yeah.
and middle school.
Yeah.
And after that, I didn't practice it that much, so I cannot speak that much now. But I can still understand what
The
I guess-
meaning, like basic conversation.
like basic conversation.
Okay. Usually, like French people, they study French, and a second language, they can choose or.
So English is compulsory.
Yeah.
You absolutely have to learn it.
Yeah.
But for the third language,
Yeah.
you can choose between. It depends on your high school, but
Yeah.
most of them would be German, Spanish, or
Yeah.
Italian. And
Okay.
some high school might offer Chinese, but it wasn't the case for me.
中文对你来说最困难的部分是哪里？
我觉得省调是算是，我刚到台湾的时候，我不会一份是哪个省调，1声、2声、3声、5，那时候我不确定，但是现在我比较会分。
你觉得学注音跟罗马拼音，注音会不会帮助你的那个语调更贴近台湾人，会更容易了解你？
我觉得注音很有帮助，那个翻译会比较准。记得我台湾的第1个礼拜，我去一家日本餐厅，然后遇到一个美国人，他跟他的女朋友一起聊天，用英文聊天。
对。
然后那个服务生问他有没有过敏，然后那个美国人听不懂他说什么，所以他说I don't speak Chinese。但是他又说他在台湾已经半年了，
但是连这么基本的他都不会。
对，这么基本他也不会。我觉得这样对台湾人不太好。因为我发现我去便利商店的时候，
对。
我刚到台湾的时候，我的中文不太好，
对，
然后我常常给服务生麻烦，
对，
所以我觉得那个美国人可能也会给台湾人麻烦。
1年讲这样真的很棒，
太客气了。
没有，真的很棒，真的，我不是开玩笑。
My name is Sima. I'm French, and I live in Singapore.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm an expat there, and I'm just visiting Taiwan today.
How many language do you speak?
I think I speak 4 languages, more or less. Some better than others. I speak French because I'm French.
Yeah.
I speak English because I have to.
Yeah.
I speak German. I speak a little bit of Spanish, and I'm getting better and better at Portuguese. Not amazing, but better because my wife is Portuguese.
I guess for some French people, actually they don't like to speak English. If I'm wrong, you can just tell me.
No. I guess there is a bit of everything in France,
Yeah.
right? Like in every country.
Yeah.
In the past, it was very true. So it's a reputation we have that we don't speak languages. That in Paris, even for tourists, that the guys in the shops that would even not speak English at all. But it has changed in the last 10, 20 years. I think it's getting better and better. If you guys go to Paris soon, or if you have, and if you don't go there. I think you'll see that it has changed and people speak better and better.
Hi, my name's Tiago. I currently live in Portugal, but I've come to Taiwan for 3 months to study Chinese.
How many languages do you speak?
So I actually from New Zealand, so I grew up speaking English.
Yeah.
I also speak Portuguese. I speak a little bit of German, and now I'm learning Chinese.
Also, you can speak 4 languages.
I can speak 2. German I can understand a little bit. And Chinese, I'm trying to learn it.
Your mother tongue is English, but how did you learn Portuguese?
Portuguese.
Portuguese. Yeah.
So my mother's Portuguese, but I learned Portuguese moving to Portugal and studying in Portugal.
You always like languages?
So I traveled to China, to Beijing. I went for a festival for 2 weeks, and that sort of sparked my interest in Chinese culture and the Chinese language. And so then I started studying Chinese. And what really interested me about studying Chinese was I felt like I was using a different part of my brain that I didn't use before.
Discover like your new self, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I really love learning to write the Chinese characters and learning to read. And it's interesting now studying in traditional characters, seeing the difference between the simplified characters and the traditional characters. It's been really interesting. and I also find the Chengyu
Yeah.
quite
Oh,
interesting.
yeah, that is very hard for a foreigner.
That's something that I feel like we don't have, or I didn't have much maybe growing up in English, like using these kind of sayings in everyday life. I feel like people use it more here.
I mean, if you can speak Chengyu, that means you're like Chinese level. Mandarin level is a different level.
Well, I don't think I can really use Chengyu yet, but I'm trying.
Can you introduce yourself again in Mandarin?
好的。你好，我是 Tiago， 我的中文名字是罗迪，我是纽西兰人，但是现在住在葡萄牙。现在我来到台湾，台北是学习汉语3个月。
Okay, you speak great. See you guys. Bye bye.